What is up everybody, I'm hoping you're all well, and man am I pumped because I've just seen giant monsters beating the living crap out of each other, and I gotta tell you guys, that shit was damn entertaining. But is this movie going to be your usual popcorn flick where you sit back, relax, stuff your face and just watch the carnage unfold on screen, forgetting about the rest of the world? Or are there going to be some well-rounded and relatable characters that we can all root for and get behind? Well, that's what we're here to talk about, guys, so guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about it. Godzilla King of Monsters. So Godzilla King of Monsters is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla. It's the latest movie in the Warner Bros. Monsters universe, if that's what they're calling it, and if they're not, they really should. This movie is set 5 years after the first movie takes place, literally 5 years between the actual movie's releases. And after Godzilla's throwdown in San Francisco, the entire world is now aware that Titans exist in this world. And Monarch, a secret organization, is tasked with finding each and every one of them, deciding which ones are threats and getting rid of the threats, while trying to preserve the ones that could help us. However, when all the Titans that have been laying in hibernation for thousands of years are finally awakening, it's down to Monarch to turn to the one Titan who can put them all in check, and that is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And now Godzilla is throwing down with all of these Titans to assert dominance on who will rule our world. And there are also some human characters sprinkled in here and there, which we'll get to in just a moment. But first off, the actual monster fight scenes in this movie is the main reason that many people are going to this movie. They are amazing. They're generally over the top as they just create carnage as they go at one another. And as I said in my intro, that shit was just damn entertaining. Having said that though, sometimes during the actual fight scenes, the setup for it looks great, it's well framed, it genuinely looks beautiful to see sometimes. The visual effects throughout the film are genuinely stunning, but when the Titans eventually do clash with one another, there are times where the camera does get up close and quick cuts and shakes about a bit, and in that you do kind of lose a little bit of what's happening. This only happens a couple of times, don't get me wrong, it's not throughout the entire movie, but in those moments you can't really tell what's going on. Probably could have done with being a little bit brighter at times as well, but for the most part the monster fight scenes are just as good as you're expecting them to be. They're just as good as the trailer showed you. So if you are just going into the movie to see Titans throw down with each other, then you will not be disappointed. But now let's talk about the human characters, and for all the complaints that Aaron Taylor-Johnson got in the first movie about being a pretty one-dimensional character, no one really buying into him or rooting for him, this movie has that same sort of issue, unfortunately. Much like the first Godzilla and even Kong Skull Island, the human characters aren't really developed enough in a way that we can really care about them. The only characters that you really get behind is Ken Watanabe's character and Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown plays the daughter of Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga's character. I actually really liked her character. She has a soft spot for these creatures. She, like her mother, believes that not every Titan in this world is here to harm us, and that there is a chance to coexist with these Titans in our world. However, her father, played by Kyle Chandler, believes that all these Titans are just going to destroy everything, wipe out mankind, and take the world for their own. However, other than Millie Bobby Brown's character, who really sticks to her sort of morals in this movie, the other two, Vera Farmiga and Kyle Chandler, are sometimes dicks in this film. And don't get me wrong, it is understandable as to why Kyle Chandler is a little bit of a knobhead and hesitant to working with these Titans. But Vera Farmiga's arc throughout this movie, I didn't really get behind. I didn't buy into her actually doing this. The story itself is a little bit convoluted. It does go into the lore of these Titans perhaps a little bit too much and does take itself a little bit too seriously, when in reality it probably should have just been one of those dumb fun movies that we can watch and enjoy. However, it did also contrast with itself in those serious parts where we fleshed out these characters and did these sort of storylines with some very cheesy, over-the-top moments. For example, that moment in the trailer where Kyle Chandler goes, "My God," and then it cuts to another guy going, "Zilla." That's in the movie exactly like that, and it's just incredibly cheesy. If you are going for a cheesy, over-the-top movie, then stick to that tone, rather than combine it with the more serious aspects of you fleshing out these characters and fleshing out the lore of the Titans. Because when the two tones are brought together, they do clash with each other, thus making it a little bit of a mess. The movie also tries to have some comedic moments as well, which I didn't personally feel worked. There wasn't a moment in this movie where I really laughed at anything that was supposed to be laughed at. However, the movie also introduces some new characters that seem to have some sort of importance to the film. There are moments where certain characters are killed off very quickly and suddenly, and it just leaves you thinking, well, okay, that just happened. Minor spoiler, there are a few deaths in this movie. I'm not going to spoil which of the deaths there are, but are you really expecting no deaths? It's literally Titans beating the living shit out of each other, causing destruction wherever they go. But with a few of the deaths in this movie, it all happened so quickly and so suddenly that I didn't really register who had actually been killed until they referenced it. Or I just simply didn't care enough about the character to go, oh well, they've had a massive loss there. However, while the human characters aren't really that well developed, I have to say that the performances in the movie aren't bad at all. The performances actually are really good. Millie Bobby Brown, Vera Farmiga, Kyle Chandler, Charles Dance, Hawkins, Ken Watanabe, all of them give fantastic performances in this movie. It's just their characters weren't given enough for me to really get behind them or root for them in any way. Overall though guys, while the human characters aren't really that well developed, the performances overall are great. The visual effects are great as well. The actual monster showdowns are entertaining as hell, and sure, while the camera gets up close every now and then, you do lose track of a little bit of it, but it's still incredibly entertaining to watch. I wasn't disappointed by the fights in this movie. It's what I wanted to see. However, I would have preferred them to flesh out the human characters a little bit more so I could actually get behind some of them or root for some of them. I actually feel like they're in danger and actually care. But like I said, if you are just going into this movie to see monsters beat the living shit out of each other, you will not be disappointed. I sure as hell had a good time with it. It had its issues, but I'm not going to completely shit on the film. I will get it on Blu-ray when it is released. For all those reasons, I'm going to give Godzilla King of the Monsters 3 stars. So, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks always for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.